All I wanted was my cap, gown, and degree, but instead I received chemo, cancer, and IVs. Why did this happen to me? Breathe. Please breathe. Good morning, says a sharp but familiar pain in my side. It's time to get me checked. Let's go for a ride. To the emergency room in Mount Nittany we go to see what answers or explanations others may know. And the first doctor said it was a pregnancy. Is that what all women's diagnoses should be? Assume that since we have abdominal pain that our reproductive actions are central to blame? And after hours of tests, pricks, and ultrasound, they still refused to explain to me what they had found. They said, go home for a week to see your doctors there. We'd rather be sure before inducing panic or scare. So home I went with flurries of thoughts in my head. Am I pregnant? Do I have cancer? Is it a cyst? Am I dead? I went to my doctor, who wasn't even a doctor. She was a PA who said to me the results she could proctor and explained to me a few things, my tests and my scans, and at this point I realized that this was a bit more serious than I had planned. She referenced me to see a gynecologic oncologist, so I armed myself with hope, an MRI, and a few more blood tests. And for the first visit, I was hoping for some next steps, peace of mind, conclusions, or answers of any kind. And she looks at me and tells me, we need to operate. We need to set a date. There's no time to wait. We don't want this to inflate. She told me don't be scared, but we might have an answer. And at this point, it's looking like stage 1 ovarian cancer. So November 9th, it's surgery date, 5:30 a.m., too early for dismay. IV in, gown on, vitals on the screen, trying to wake myself from this terrifying dream, and the nurses come in like angels to wheel me in. Lay flat on the table, surgery's about to begin. It's organized chaos, no one's late, there's no wait. The doctor starts counting me down to sleep, 10, 9, 8. Now wake up, says my abdomen, a punch in the gut, 22-centimeter mass removed, an ovary I'm stapled shut. And this is where the real battle initiates. Emotionally, physically, mentally, a lot on my plate. The first week was the worst pain of my life, feeling so dependent 24/7, day and night. But it was then I discovered how lucky I could be with my family, friends, and doctors here supporting me. So out of the hospital, you thought out of the woods. Then more news came through that you hoped never would. It spread to the small intestine, to the bowels, not what we expected to see. Surprise, we have advanced on to stage 3. So shot in my stomach every night. Pills every 3 hours just to take away some of that bite. Stand up, walk around, try to move on your own. Finally, some progress was starting to be shown. But a trip to the doctor to get my staples removed. Should be an easy appointment, though. I'm not in the mood. Pop, pop, one by one. This isn't so bad. Then I looked down and saw how many holes in my incision that I had. This is normal, they said. We just need to pack it every day. Till it goes away, that's all we can do, nothing more to say. So on my way, I went to leave the cancer center. When a strange feeling of fluid drips down my body, I remember. So I looked down at my feet and at the floor and saw massive blood stains all the way back to the elevator door. So back we went to get the others packed up. It had to be strong. Don't cry. Be tough. But the traumatizing ordeal has already set in. This is something I can't avoid. Can't look back at where I'd been. So now day by day a nurse comes to stuff me up. Put gauze strips in the tunnels and soaked gauze in the cuts. Every time, same advice. Please eat, find a way. Followed by the dreaded question, are you okay? So pause. Let's address mental health and stability. And honestly, between you and me, I am in no way living comfortably. I have the best support system, that's not near the question, but it's really when I'm all alone that I sink further into depression, and it came and it cut deep like a knife. It initiated thoughts and considerations from my life. Why is this demon growing in me? Why? Why does it have to be the future that I can barely stand to see? Why do I have to go through so much pain? I don't know how much more my soul and heart will be left to remain. Why can't life be different? Go back to normal issues like an exam in the morning or some clothes that no longer fit you, not anxiety over surgery or worrying about the newest bad news. Sometimes I can't help thinking this is where I'm going to lose. Now with all that in mind, I need to stay strong, put on a positive front so that others play along. Don't let everyone know that inside you are dying every night, crying, gasping for air. Guess there's no sense in lying that I am in pain in so many ways. My family is hurting, but coping day by day. So thank you to all who have offered your love. I've noticed who's there for us when push comes to shove. Now fast forward to a few weeks for the port surgery, and to keep things short, it was painful, traumatic, and honestly, the scariest procedure that I had ever done. Wide awake, fully aware, responsive, wasn't fun. Felt every prick, cut, and pressure every second of the deed, but I wouldn't have endured it if it weren't something I would come to need. A port goes into your pulmonary vein to administer the chemo with minimal pain, but I guess as we do the prep, the reality is here. Chemo starts this Monday. Suppress your fears. But what troubles me now is that this is only the beginning. But I'll tell you what, this cancer is not winning. I have fought hard and rough to be where I am, and nothing is going to change that plan. So chapter 2 is where chemotherapy begins, where I start to attack frontline from within. So here we go. Let's dive in. Get ready for the show. Get ready for that worst fear again, the unknown.